an idea of what to call the episodes yet, so they're just being called Session 1, Session 2.
Use.
That's right. Okay. Does anybody want to do anything else with this battlefield, or are you good to move on?
We have acquired a couple of puppies, right?
Yes.
They can fend for themselves. Let us move on.
Let's make a sled so we can go faster.
They are sled dogs.
Yes.
What, Gimdar?
like that would
Are
be
your
a good
legs
idea.
too weak to walk through
No,
the
they're
snow?
too short.
It's true. They're very short.
Everyone's legs are short.
Don't be a wuss.
Don't be a dummy. Let's build a sled out of like two
Smarter,
trees.
not harder, Nordak.
It'll take 2 minutes. Look, they left us all of these broken sled pieces. Let's slap some spit on it, and we'll call it a sled. And you can run alongside since you're better than all of us, Mr. Arrow Man.
You could use the bones of the humans to make a sled. That would go over well.
The god is speaking to me.
All right, fine. Let us build your sled.
I think I'm good with some form of skill that lets me build things.
1, 2, 3, not it.
I have masonry skills.
We're dwarves. That's what we're known for.
I could carve a sled out of a rock.
I don't.
You are dwarves, after all. I'm sure at least one of you has stone cutting.
I believe I took.
Not me.
I have stone cutting. It's called a hammer and a nail. And I'm going to cut the stone with a hammer and a nail.
You use a chisel, not a nail, you dummy.
Well, I've got nails. I don't have a chisel. Do you have a chisel?
No, I make arrows.
Well, we can make a chisel out of your arrows. Thank you for volunteering them.
Could we make a sled out of arrows?
That's,
Bundle them together.
that's not a bad idea.
I don't think I have enough arrows.
Really cut through the ice then.
Are we tracking ammunition?
I am.
If you're not, we have enough arrows. Does anyone have like an axe?
So is the party going to try and hobble?
Yeah, well, let's slap together. Let's using our rope and the remains of their sled and maybe some tree branches. We'll craft a poor man's sled.
To fit all of us.
It'll fit everyone except for Nordak. He's too good for the sled.
I just worry that we're asking a lot of these 4 puppies.
How big are the puppies? These are sled dogs. They're probably massive.
Oh, they were sled dogs.
They're probably bigger than we are.
It's
I'm
their
judging.
job.
What do we need to
It's their
roll?
job. I'm sure that at the very least they could carry all your stuff. If you're rolling something to try and make a sled, if I could get this, there it is. What would that be?
I'm like leaning on someone having some sort
Survival.
of... Yeah, survival is a good one.
Yeah, roll a survival check to see if you actually succeed in making it, or if it just crumbles into a pile of.
The gods have spoken. The sled is tolerably decent.
You work for maybe close to an hour, using your hempen rope and the arrows, and somehow you manage to hobble together a serviceable sled out of, I don't know, 40 of the arrows.
We also had the remains of their sled.
Oh, that's okay. 20 arrows and a bunch of the remains of the sled. So yeah,
All right, let's go.
Are we tracking
off you
ammo?
go. Who wants to give up their arrows for that?
The NPC that died.
Oh yeah, good idea. Rummaging around in her in Kira's inventory, you find nearly 100 arrows.
And we use all of them.
Hey,
All of the
hey,
arrows have been turned into a
hang
sled.
hang on now. I could use some arrows.
I thought you made your own arrows.
I do, but it's
All
good.
personality.
It's good to have more.
So
I'm sure that some of the arrows will survive the trip. It's very likely.
All right.
I am not sure. I'm almost certain I wanted to destroy every single bit of this sled on the way home.
Yeah, no, don't let me interfere with your interjection. If you want to voice a complaint about the arrows being used, go for it.
I don't think we need to use all the arrows, but we have arrows, we have sleds, there's probably some brush. We can probably spare some of the arrows so that Nordak can have a little extra ammo.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair. So Nordak, how many arrows do you need? How many do you
20
take?
should do.
Okay. Add that to your inventory. All right, so the party has assembled a sled. Nothing else to do here. The dogs are lashed to the front. They are pulling at the hempen rope, ready to go.
On Dasher! On Mush! On
Mush!
Kudos and Barky. I've just named all 4 dogs.
Arky and
You can call them whatever you want. Actually, Dee knows what their names are. She's a druid.
I do.
Can you talk to them?
Hold on, I don't remember if I can talk to them.
I'm still going to call them Barky and Mush and Dancer and stuff.
But that's not their names.
Good
You have to earn
Barky!
their names.
Good Barky! Do you want this lifeless man's arm? Good Barky!
I can't speak to them. I feel like that's something I will.
You'll learn by practicing on the dogs on the way there.
Yeah, that's exactly.
So how does it work? You go bark, bark, woofa, woofa.
You'll,
And they go bark, bark, woofa, and then I talk to them like normal creatures because they're normal creatures with lives and experiences, and they're much smarter than you think.
So do they? How do they understand you?
Yes, of course.
So do they understand me now? Or
Uh,
should I speak dog?
they don't speak butthole, so I'm gonna say no.
Bark, bark, woof, woof.
Or woo.
They don't speak anus. The dogs seem a little agitated at your. I think that they're interpreting that as you taunting them. They seem a little agitated now.
I go and take an arm off of one of the fallen adventurers and toss it to him.
The dog licks its lips and just looks at you. It's looking at you now.
I think you'd rather have the full course than the appetizer.
I'm a small guy. This one's already a popsicle. He's basically a treat.
Wolves don't eat the dead, you dummy. Not unless they're
He's
starving.
freshly dead. He's freshly dead. It's not like he died yesterday. Come on, pup. Let's go, Barky Barky.
Yep.
Mush mush.
The
It's
dog
my-
shakes its head. It shakes its head.
Oh no. I pull out my rations. I'll give it one of my rations.
The dog kind of paws at the ration that you've tossed at it and goes straight for the salted meats and gobbles it down.
I'll go ahead and mark one of my rations gone.
You have given the dog a ration. Good work.
All right, let's go. Can we go now, doggy?
Yes, and with that, the dogs take off, pulling the party of dwarves behind them.
Wee.
As you pass through the carnage in the middle of the field, it's just sad.
This is the fastest I'll ever go in my
But
life.
you,
We should have buried the dead or something. Oh well.
Nah.
yeah, the bodies are just laying there out in the open.
That one guy
Cold
was a
Light
dick,
Walker is
so...
just a shriveled up.
It's a
That's
warning
true.
to the other
He deserved it.
adventurers.
Hey, wizards,
So let's see.
fuck off.
All right. So you make your way along the road. Actually, hold on a second. Let me go back to this one. That X is in the wrong place. So you were down. We're down here at black X's, and you make your way along the road
There's a black X.
uneventfully.
I don't think we're on the same page as you. I see a
That's-
city that... Oh, cool.
There you go. I'll get the hang of this. All right,
You
so
good?
you were over by the caravan trail. And aside from a few packs of wolves that you catch wandering through the haze, you don't really get much more action from here to the town. Pretty uneventful.
Alright.
Again, shapes moving about just out of distance. Large lumbering shapes, wolves, but
This is why we got the
nothing else
sled, so we'd go
happens.
faster past the scary shapes.
Exactly.
Are the shadows scaring you, Gimdar?
Why don't you go shoot a shadow with your arrows, Nordak?
I cast magic missile at the darkness.
All right, so you make it to Bryn Shander. You're at the southwest gate.
And I've
And-
dropped beer everywhere. BRB.
Goes in your mouth, Gimdar.
Okay.
He has a drinking problem.
I thought he meant in game. Guess we brought a lot of beer with us, didn't we?
I do have a drinking problem. I dropped my beer
That's a problem.
on my mouse. Oh,
You have a mouse with you?
What do we see?
pull out, I pull out a
Somebody
squeak.
pocket too.
I pull out a mouse by the tail in my pocket.
What do we see at the southwest gate?
Actually, yes. Actually, let's just move straight to the southwest gate. We'll do the overland map later. So this is where the party ends up, directly outside of the gate. With your pack of loyal beasts in tow. Where are them pups at? Where are them good boys at? Alright, so you make it to the gates of Bryn Shander, which is the first stop for most visitors to Icewind Dale. It's a large walled town perched atop a cold, lonely, will-lashed hill. There are bright lanterns suspended over narrow streets, and the town is otherwise drab aside from these bright lanterns. It's probably the walls of the stone of the town stand some probably 30 feet high and have upright wooden poles. The gate you approach has 2 stone towers armed with manned by several guards. The party approaches and the guards look more alert.
Hail and well met.
Actually, they seem... one of the guards calls down from the tower. Hail and well met. Who are you? Where did you come from?
I paid no attention to them
Where did you
whatsoever
go?
and just go start petting the dogs.
Uh,
You did a good job. You
I,
did such a good job.
Where did we come from?
We came from Hundelstone under the orders of Opal Mitul, the liaison who told us of your problems.
The guard, as best you can tell through his helmet, seems to be shocked. He says, "By the gods, people have actually started filtering through the southern path again."
That's very generous. No,
And-
only us.
Difficulty there.
He's craning in to get a closer look. He gestures to his friend. He says, "Go tell the gate captain that there is another party that's arrived." And he runs off down some steps.
Aye, who's the first party to arrive?
There have been several parties of late, but any parties at all are a welcome sight. There was a pack of wizards that came through.
The infamous
And
pack of
also-
wizards that we've heard so much about.
Well, they were the first to come through, and then also a venturing party of tieflings, which were not quite as welcome of a sight. We turned them away at the gates, but
That seems rude.
Okay, yes. They're not always.
with everything that's been going on, we're not as welcome to visitors as we normally would be.
You welcome the wizards, but not the tieflings, though.
Seems a bit racist.
Be more worried about the wizards' spell magic than the tieflings.
Go, go, go.
Sweet, 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 sweet.
Looks like you have a little gnome problem.
Leprechauns. Yeah, we've got a leprechaun infestation. Yeah, the guard just shrugs. He says,
He is racist. He said so himself.
He definitely is racist to tieflings, although that's not uncommon in the realms. Most people are not super quick to trust someone who's obviously got half devil blood. Especially a whole band of them. Well, come on in, he says. The gates swing open, and
Into the warmth
you may
of
proceed.
the street.
Yes, the warmth of the street. Go talk to the gate captain.
Hello, gate captain.
Hail and well met. So you're from the Southern Path?
Yes.
From Hundlestone is what I'm being told?
Aye, we are.
Who sent you?
Her name was Opal Mitul. She gave us one of these bad boys, as I point to the bracelet on my wrist.
His eyes widen. He says, well then, what the wizards told us was true. They are actually trying to send us help. Thank God. He sits back in his chair and lets out a sigh. Says, things have really kind of gone to shit around here, to be quite frank.
Aye, that is why we are here to help. We come at the call of Mithril Hall.
Yeah. Mithril Hall. Okay. He's kind of taking that in. He's looking around. Okay. Are there more coming?
You don't need more,
Or the
boy.
last.
We're the best.
He kind of looks at you. He appraises the party and says, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's a start." And nods his head.
We're not a start. We're the end.
It'll be your finish if you continue like this.
Easy friends, easy friends. I'm very glad that you're here. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm just I'm a little taken aback. This is the first. You're literally the second group of people that we've seen in almost 2 years. So
Well,
yeah, it's a little bit to take in.
third if you hadn't turned the other party away.
He's got you there.
They were up to no good. There's no way that a group of tieflings was coming north, given the troubles with anything but ill intent. And we'll not be having any of that in Bryn Shander.
I understand. I cannot tell you how to run your town.
I can. That was stupid. Why didn't you get a cleric to cast Zone of Truth on them and make them speak the truth?
It's the same as us.
He gestures around the cabin. He says, do you see any clerics just standing about?
Is there a church?
But
Oh wait, we've got one. There must be a dime a dozen.
Wait, hang on now. We're special.
He laughs sarcastically and says, yes, they just grow on trees around here. If we had trees, if they weren't all frozen solid.
Ours grow out of the dirt. We're dwarves.
like potatoes.
Yes, like the taters.
Aye, now that we are here
Hey,
though,
Mom.
what can we do to help?
He kind of looks about. He says, where would I even start? Well, the first thing that you could do, there is a group of dwarves that just came in that we were expecting to bring supplies that appear to have run into a little bit of trouble. They're just out back. A good place to start would be to talk with them. There's a number of things that have been going about. There have been some murders. There have been animals talking. attacking the cities, the 10 towns.
Talking
Just looks a
animals,
little
you
bit
say?
overwhelmed.
Like, speaking in common?
That's what the rumors have said.
Perhaps our druid friend can help us out here with that.
No, she can't talk to animals yet.
Good on.
She can't talk at all
Oh, a
anymore.
druid.
Aye, she seems to have cast a silent
Go on
spell on
mute.
herself.
I can't even talk to anyone.
Oh, she found the gag.
He says a druid would be a welcome sight. Any kind of
There
nature
she
magic
is.
would be well appreciated.
You can have her. She's all yours.
Why are you mean to me?
Why am I mean to everyone?
It's because he's noble. He thinks he's better than everybody else.
I am better than everyone else.
We all get buried the same in the
Have you seen my crypt to be?
Back to the mother's embrace.
Somebody's playing Smash.
playing Forza.
Oh,
Smash Brothers?
it sounded like the countdown.
How funny. But yeah, so where to begin? Go talk to the dwarves out back. We need those supplies badly. So if you could start there, that would be wonderful. And while you do that, I will send one of our couriers over to the speaker of the city and see if we can arrange for you to meet with her directly.
Excellent. We appreciate all your help, Gate Captain. We shall be on our way.
Safe travels. And he starts talking to the guard beside him in quiet tones.
All right, let's go visit these other dwarfs.
As I walk by them, I want to try and listen to into their conversation as inconspicuously as possible.
Roll a perception check on that.
You done fucked
Natural
up.
one.
As you kind of, so the party goes to leave the small little shack, and you lean in a little closer to try and listen, and you trip and fall into the desk, and just look up at the gate captain, and he just kind of looks down at you. He says, "Can I help you?"
No. Just forgot where I was going.
Oh, well, very good. It's just out the door around the back.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Bless you again. Bless you again.
I did not sneeze, but thank you.
All right. So as you exit the small building, you follow the road, and just beyond the shack, you see a small cart loaded with little bags, just various wares and goods and whatnot, and 3 dwarves standing, looking dejected and a little bit beat up around the cart.
Nordak approaches.
There's a few-
Hail, brothers.
The 2 towards the back, Korux and Storm, both just, they look shell-shocked. Korux has got a giant gnarly scar going down his eye and appears to be missing 3 fingers. And Storm just is shaking. The female dwarf stands up and addresses the party and says, "Hail and well met." And then she looks a little closer at you. As you approach, you notice one of her eyes is milky. She's obviously blind in one eye. As you approach and get closer, She says some things. If I can
You've
find a tab.
activated my trap card.
She leans closer and says, but by the gods, wait a minute. I can't believe this. Are you dwarves?
We are.
Are you new dwarves?
No,
Well,
we're old
Gave it
dwarves.
away.
we've been around for about a century, but we are new to the area.
Anything before being
You're
a
not from the Dales.
Aye, we are from Mirabar. Answering the
Does-
call
does
of
that mean that
Mithra
they're-
Hall.
Does that mean that there are more on their way? Have they
Potential.
marshaled the dwarven armies?
You don't need a dwarven army for this, lass. You've got us.
Corix and Storm both look a little bit perkier and kind of walk forward and engage a little bit more. They say, "By the gods, more dwarves! Just what we needed."
Hey, brother. We are here to help.
Corix says, "Aye, that they are." Haruna looks at you and says, "Listen, friend. We've been ferrying goods back and forth between the 10 towns, and we were on our way here with a supply of coal and firewood and other things that were needed for the town. And we got ambushed along the way by a Yeti who ripped our friend Ublek limb from limb. If you're here to help, would you be willing to go out and retrieve the goods that were lost along the way?"
You had me at Yeti hunting.
It would be my pleasure to help some fellow dwarfs out.
Oh, praise the gods. I'm gonna have to go tell someone, one of my associates back in town. She's everybody seems to be very overwhelmed by you guys coming in. Having been isolated for 2 years, this is probably going to be a common reaction from people when you go walking in. You're an adventuring party from south of the pass, so everyone is.
But hasn't there been other adventuring parties that have made it here? They said there were a few.
Just one.
They said they sent them.
just the wizards.
Well, no, when we got to the wall, we asked how many had been here, and you said 2 or 3. And you turned away the
Two.
tieflings.
Yeah, the tieflings don't really count in their eyes. People don't like tieflings, especially with all this crazy stuff going on. So to see a group of, obviously,
Out
of
here.
dwarves that were obviously recruited by, one of the dwarven halls from down south is a little bit more exciting than a group of rando tieflings coming north.
I picked the wrong race, guys. We
Especially
should have been a
for
group of
these
tieflings.
Yeah, then you would have gotten a warm reaction from everyone.
Warm as in like fire, or
So- Yeah, like fire arrows being shot at you. Oh.
what a fun opportunity
Alright,
that
so-
would have been.
So Haruna is going to pull out just a map and mark on the map where roughly they were when they were attacked by the Yeti. It's not terribly far outside of the gates, but it's to the south.
About how long
She
would it take
says,
to get there?
It's several hours.
You
with-
said it's
with
to the
snowshoes.
south.
To the south.
So we came from the south, didn't we? So is it like
We
in
came
the-
southwest.
Oh, is there another?
Yeah, there's multiple places south. It was from Lonelywood. Well, no, it was from Goodmead. I take that back. It was firewood and coal, so they were bringing back the wood from Goodmead and ferrying it to Bryn Shander.
When you say several hours, is it a trip we could make in a day and back, or would we have to? Is it far enough away where we'd have to set camp?
You could make it in a day if you were quick. And
We
you
can make it
didn't
there and
encounter
back in
any
a
sort of
day?
Problems. Yeah.
Sounds like a light jog. Let's do it right now.
Hey, is the rest of the party up for leaving the city again once entering?
Maybe we
poke
should
around?
take a nap first. Let's
we?
get drunk.
Should we poke around a little bit more first before running out of the city at the first assignment?
Maybe we should poke around to the bar. We've been
Aye.
out for
There is
hours.
a tavern.
Gimdar,
He shrugs.
you've been way too talky lately.
This is a good drink.
Haruna actually says, that's not a bad idea. I know that you just arrived in. Let's go have a drink over at the bar. That's where we were headed next. Koroks is half frostbitten, and we're all chilled to the bone.
Aye, perhaps you can give us a rundown of your encounter with the Yeti to help us out.
Absolutely, she says. So the party moves over into the tavern.
What is the name of this tavern?
This tavern is called the Fiery Pit.
What is their specialty ale?
Their specialty ale is Good Mead. From Good Mead. It's their signature ale. That's what they named it.
So good.
She laughs and says, "Yeah, they're not the most they're not the most creative bunch, but the ale is decent.
Apparently it's good.
It's passable. It's not dwarven ale."
The cold chips away at your critical thinking up here. Apparently.
Takes your creativity right out.
Just sucks it right out of you. Alright, so you guys have all piled into the bar. The barkeep looks up, the patron sitting down at the countertop gets up and moves to the back.
A
And
barkeep,
the barkeep
a barrel of your finest ale. And they'll have some too.
Oh,
And put it on our tab.
I don't think we have a tab here.
We have
We
a tab
don't?
everywhere.
No, the Mithril Hall tab only was good in Hundlestone,
Well, damn.
unfortunately.
Gimdar doesn't know that. Put it on my tab.
He looks around. He says, "A whole cask, huh?"
Just for him, one for the rest of us as well.
How much does a
He
cask
laughs. He
cost?
A cask would be
All our money.
all of it. It's 1,000.
Yeah.
It's artificial ice inflation, you know.
It doesn't cost us anything. It's going on the tab.
There's a supply chain issue. Having trouble getting it.
I'll give you an answer in just a moment.
Okay. Also, point of point of clarification, I would want to make sure that our dogs are not just out in front of the gate still, and would have wanted to find a place for them to like lay
No,
down
I've been
and
taking
be
care
safe.
of them, and I've got them safely off on the side.
Wonderful.
They're all dead. They didn't make
No,
Arky Bush.
it was 3 minutes.
Not again!
No, they're all safe.
Oh, good. Okay.
They're all tied up outside the bar.
The dogs are safe.
No, I would not tie up
Actually-
dogs. I'd tie you up before I tied up
You
the
don't
dogs.
you don't take the whatever their leash and hook it to the wall or something so they don't run off.
No.
What do you
Just
do?
You properly
They
train
are
your dogs.
extremely good.
They're
boys.
not our dogs.
They are now. I cast animal friendship. We
Yeah.
are bonded. Or peace bond, I think.
She has a psychic connection with
We
one
have-
of the dogs.
You know, we've recently talked to the person that actually owns the dogs.
I thought they were dead.
No, they were rented by those people.
Oh.
Yeah, the dead.
Yeah, the dead people.
Yeah, they rented them from the place that we couldn't
it
get
is-
them from before.
Well, now they're ours. I've got a telepathic link.
It is safe to assume that they are extremely good boys.
Was
They're
that
the
it?
kind of dogs where you could just like
Just look at him. Was
go
it
on
that
Home Yeller. Um, so the barkeep looks down and he says, "A whole cask, huh? That'll be 150 gold. Are you sure you want an entire cask?"
Ooh, that is a little pricey up here. We'll start with a tankard and work from there.
I don't have 150 gold.
Alright, so he it might be a bit. Well, he says normally it wouldn't be quite so expensive, but the price of everything's pretty much gone up since this endless winter started.
Aye, understandable. That's why we are here.
Out of character,
So
3
is
healing
everyone ordering
potions
a-
equal the same price as a cask. Just saying. We could trade 3 healing potions.
It's expensive. If you if you wanted to do that, you could, I guess.
No, we do not want to do that.
Nay.
Let's strip off our armor and trade it for ale. just trade your whole inventory in. Hey priest, your priest kit, just give him that. That's good, right? You don't need that. So he quickly comes back out and sits a tankard of ale at each of your respective seating areas, and that is 2 gold a tankard.
Ooh, that is pricey.
Shakes
Nah.
his head. He says, "I'm sorry.
I'm reducing my gold by 2 gold.
Aye.
Yes, 2 gold each."
Here be your 2 gold.
Thank you kindly. And then he looks again at the party. He says, "So you've headed from where again? below the pass?"
Aye, we came in via Hundelstone.
He looks around. He says, "Haruna, is this true?" And she responds, "Aye, they're good, strong dwarves. Headed from Mirabar. They're the first of many that'll be coming up to help us with these problems." And the barkeep looks about and says, "By the gods, this is fantastic news. I'm sorry. Here, take your gold back. This round of ale is on me."
Oh,
You can keep it. Go ahead and bring out the second. I'm not updating my character sheet again.
He looks around. He says, "Aye, 2 tankards then." So everybody's got 2 drinks now. Yay! So Haruna is sitting at the table, and she basically describes the area that they were ambushed. It was a somewhat uphill path from the forested area by Goodsmead. She describes the general amount of wares. It was an entire sleigh filled to the brim with coal and firewood and things to keep the citizens of Bryn Shander warm. And then she goes into details about the Yeti. Shh. Gremlins.
The little
like
goblins
Yeti.
appeared.
There's leprechauns everywhere.
It looks like
So
your
she's,
city has another problem.
You got gremlins, you got leprechauns. It's just an infestation. So as she starts talking about the Yeti, she breaks down and wipes away a tear and says, "Poor Ublek, he was at the front of the sleigh, the second sleigh, and from out of nowhere, a Yeti burst from the ground and took its head clean off. We tried to fight back, but the Yeti battered us away, so we fled and got lost in the snow and finally made our way back here. The Yeti was a fearsome foe indeed."
Out of character, are Yetis real
Yes,
in Faerun?
and they are a frequent threat up here.
Okay. Just want to make sure we're not dealing with like a bugbear, actually, with white hair or something.
No, the Yetis are actually a fairly common problem on the tundra, she says. She says, "No, I know that you've heard tales of the legendary Sasquatch and the Yetis, but they actually are real, and they are everywhere around here."
You've done it. You put the Sasquatch in Faerun canon now.
That's actually not a bad idea. The legendary Sasquatch.
Aye,
So-
let's go hunt a Sasquatch.
Would I be relatively familiar with Yetis, or would that not be something my character would know about?
You would know about him.
Let's
It
roll.
depends. Yeah,
Nature
give it a roll.
or
Yeah.
survival? I guess nature.
Wouldn't it be history?
Do nature.
Because nature is like something
It could
else,
be
isn't
history.
It'd be the same roll. Maybe right. 15.
Yes, you are familiar with the fact that Yetis are real. Feel
I
free
know
to
that one.
educate the rest of the party on that.
They're large monstrosity.
Do they have a weakness?
They aren't very keen on fire.
Does anyone know any fire spells?
Not happening. Oh, wait, yes, I do! I know bonfire!
I don't think it'll let you sit there
Straight
and
up-
just cast
you-
bonfire under it.
But I could use a bonfire to make torches.
You could summon
Ooh,
the
flaming
bonfire
arrows!
outside of the Yeti.
I'm terrified. I could bonfire his fur. This seems like a great idea.
Excellent. We
Or
have
again.
a plan.
Flaming arrows. I
Korok
can make as
nods
many
his head
bonfires
to-
as I want.
So let's light a bonfire every moment. A trail of them all the way to the Yeti.
Korok nods his head and says, "Aye, they are scared of the fire for sure." And Haruna confirms that as well. She says, "It's one of the few things that they're actually scared of. Their coats are very flammable." And she describes the general for the rest of the party, she describes what the Yeti looks like. They're about 7 feet tall, humanoid in shape, 2 arms, 2 legs, thick, shaggy fur. They've got quite the taste for human flesh
I have a concern about your bonfire, D.
or dwarf flesh.
What?
While the Yetis they sound flammable, with the amount of drinking that we do, our beards are almost certainly flammable as well.
Well, I wouldn't be putting the bonfire under us. I would put it under the Yeti.
I'm just voicing a concern.
Well, then breathe fire at him. I'll do a bonfire. You breathe at it.
I'm gonna go from this to this.
I do have a spell scroll that would apply fire to my arrows,
Well,
but
It's
I
just-
can only use it once.
She could just make a.
Again,
I can make as many bonfires as I want, and then I make. Let's see.
You just start a
Would
bonfire
not
in the
work
middle of the
right there on
table.
the table.
I was about to say, I'm trying to figure out. I make
Fire!
a bonfire on top of your ale, like a very tiny little bonfire. Now it's a flaming ale.
Whose ale did you do it on?
Yours?
Oh, you're burning the alcohol, woman!
Now you have to make a
Yeah,
dexterity
the
saving
other
throw
dwarves.
before you can drink it.
Nah, I'm turning it down now. And then my beard catches fire and I
Chorus.
die.
Korok, Storn, and Hruna gather around Gimdar and look at his flaming ale. They say, can you do that again? I want one of those. They're all excited about the flaming ale.
I give them each a flaming ale.
This is our party trick.
They down the flaming ale, and
It tastes like fire.
Korok's and Storn's beards catch on fire, and they start yowling and patting at their beards. They say, "Aye, that's spicy." Hruna laughs. The barkeep, seeing the spectacle in front of him, says, "If you'll make all of my ales flaming, I'll give you another round on the house." The patrons all, everybody seems to want a flaming ale now.
Another round!
Sounds like a
He
Simpsons
looks at
episode.
Gwynra and says, Gwynra, and he says, "Get Caston."
Me first.
So everybody enjoys a delicious flaming ale.
We call it the Flaming Moe.
The flaming moe. The patrons all disperse.
Hey, I'll be right
Off to
back. I
tell
got to
their,
put the kiddo to bed.
Okay. Off to tell their loved ones the exciting news.
I drank 5.
Haruna. Everybody's a little buzzed now. While the ale's quality was mediocre, the flaming aspect really put it over the top. So the barkeep thanks you, and Haruna, Storn, and Korux all thank you for your assistance, and head off to go tell their dwarven friends in the city the good news that Mirbar has come to save them.
What time of day is it at this point?
When you arrived in the gates, night had just fallen, so your escapades in the tavern took quite a while, and the the barkeep says that there are lodgings just down the street. Um, so if the party wanted to go and rest, they could, or they could try to sit out in the middle of the night to go see to try their luck and see if they could find that Yeti.
One night during a snowstorm while buzzed.
I mean, this sounds like a dwarf thing to do.
Just head right on outside.
Like, we've been topped off. We've been given some liquid courage. Probably time to go do something stupid.
All gas, no brakes. Just
Yeah.
just go. They're ready to go.
Is this a good idea, guys?
This is a great idea.
All right, let's do
Fantastic.
it.
Fantastic.
We've all got dark vision. We'll probably be okay.
So as you start to
Oh, the dogs don't
through
have
the
dark
gates.
vision. They can't see at night.
Sure they do.
That's a good point.
What are you talking about? They see in black and white. All of it is almost all of it is dark vision.
Do people usually bring sun dogs out in the middle of the night?
No, probably not.
They're nice to their dogs.
Are we nice to our dogs? The druid's not here. You can answer honestly.
I don't think we are.
I mean, I was. I gave them all
Do you
pleasure.
speak for the best interest of the dogs? Should we bring them out into the cold, dark night?
Probably not. Not a good idea, I would think.
Well, if we're not going to bring them out, we probably shouldn't go out either.
So it's time for a nap. See you at noon, very early at 1 o'clock p.m. tomorrow.
Hold on, we have to find where we're staying first.
I'm not leaving this bar.
I didn't have a problem with that.
I'm very heavy. Hopefully
You can
they don't
stumble
toss me
around
into the
drunk in
snow.
dark. You could drunkenly stumble around through the city in the dark. It's probably a good idea.
Well, they said it was only like down the street, right?
I'd say that too if I wanted a bunch
Yeah,
of drunkards to
just-
leave.
It's just right down the street. No, everybody is very happy that you're here. There is nobody that's like, get out. We don't want you here. You're a group of friendly dwarves that have come from the south to save everybody.
Hey,
Y'all are getting like a hero's welcome.
I'm gonna go try and find this tavern or lodging hostel area.
I will stumble behind you.
There we go.
So as you
Splitting the party.
stumble down the road, just down the street, you all right, out of character. I'm trying to decide. So there's a part that I would be introducing next. I'll just wait until next section, because in this module there's a lot of things that are all theater of the mind that have no map with them.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
that.
that's fine. That's the best stuff, honestly. Like, we don't need a map for a lot of that, because if you remember with some stuff, I never gave you guys things to do.
Yeah.
So,
In Monster of the Week and
Okay.
Dungeon World, we
I'll go
never
ahead
had any
and listen then.
maps.
yeah,
we
yeah.
can do
think,
it.
think of it as Dungeon World. This is a whole thing of we're just gonna have
Okay.
to use our imagination.
Yeah, that's
We'll come up with
Okay.
some crazy
Well, as you
bullshit.
As you stumble down the street, you see the glow of a small inn, and just across the street from that, there is what would appear to be a gallows.
oh.
Not a typical gallows, though. It doesn't have a noose. It actually has just a large it's a raised platform and a large post, several posts, and as you get I should probably wait for D to get back too.
She's synced to the pups.
Yeah, she's attending the pups. As you get closer, you see that there are, in the darkness, because you all have dark vision, so you're good to go. There are several humans chained to the posts, frozen solid.
If we inspect it, what do we see? What are the humans wearing?
They are naked.
Naked. Are they flayed or are they just frozen
Slumped
solid?
over. Nope, they are just frozen solid, chained to the post, laying curled up in the fetal position as best as they can, with their hands being chained up. But
Like
they are
like
frozen.
above the head, but
Yeah, so think like maybe like waist high for the post. Thick, sturdy chains, manacles, and the bodies are naked and frozen.
Is
They
there
were,
a
so they were
sign?
obviously exposed to the elements.
Is there a sign or a poster or a wanted poster nearby or something? Or a bulletin board?
No.
is there a
Nope.
Was there signs of struggle from them? Like, the scratching at the boards, kinda, or is this kind of a we accepted our fate?
If you look closely, you can see some dark black bruises. Maybe on one of them, like they had to be beaten to be chained onto the post.
I wonder
there-
if it's safe to
is it-
sleep here tonight.
Are there any humans nearby? Non-dead, not undead.
Mostly
No,
alive.
there's no one out. There's no one out at this time of night.
I'm gonna go ahead and head into the inn and see if I can find someone in there to talk to.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow.
Can anyone speak with dead?
I'm
Not
gonna.
at this point.
I'll hang out here and just inspect the bodies while you go talk.
I'll keep Nordak company.
Indeed.
I'll stay outside because we've already split it one time.
No, we should split the party every chance we get. Especially in the city, it's supposed to be safe.
We should be safe.
Especially in the frozen hell landscape that you guys are in, you should split the party as often as possible.
Yeah.
I'm going to advocate for it every single time.
I don't know. I'm getting a really
It's a
big
solid plan.
get out vibe. Like everyone's really nice to us because they're about to kill us.
Because they're about to eat
Yeah.
us. We're warm and ready to cook.
Or hot fuzz.
For the greater good.
Bunch of crusty jugglers. I love that movie.
It's so good.
It's fantastic.
All right, then I am gonna go inside,
Follow.
find the innkeep.
Give me 1 second.
One of the straps on my beard broke. I'm gonna have to sew it back now.
Oh no.
That's no good. No good.
A little duct tape.
Oh no, it's with the way that this thing nets onto your head, I'm gonna have to sew it back.
All right. You've entered the tavern. There is or not a tavern, not the tavern, the inn. There is an an elderly-looking dwarf seated at the table, and he looks up and he says, Hail and well met.
Hail, brother.
Do you
Nordak, me and you
need
are
a,
outside watching the corpses.
Oh, we haven't entered. Okay, gotcha.
just kidding?
The door was open and
Just
you
kidding.
just screamed at it.
Always got to be the first to say it.
Right. So Leaf and Balcom went inside.
Hi.
So you've entered the tavern.
Yeah, so we need some rooms, I believe, to stay in tonight.
I
Um,
don't get a lot of visitors these days.
What?
It'll be, he looks up. Five gold pieces for the night.
Per
For the
person
two
or
of you?
for? Nah, there's 5 of us.
Oh, that's the big room. Five's fine. 5 pieces.
Okay. I'll hand them
It's
5 of my 8 gold pieces.
Jeez, you don't have any money.
you're gonna have to find some.
Nope.
You have to get some gold.
Say, do you
I think.
I'm sure you've been here for a while. What happened to those humans out there?
Oh, the humans. At the
Yeah, the ones that are frozen solid with their dicks out.
their dicks. Oh yes, them. They're part of the sacrifice. And he just nods his head.
Sorry.
The sacrifice.
We're not from here. You're gonna have to be a little more forthcoming with information. What do you mean sacrifice?
The the sacrifices to Oral, of course.
I know anything about this oral.
The Frost Maiden, the icy bitch that's been responsible for the whole region being cast in winter for the past
Yes,
however
yes,
many
of
years.
course. Of course, it's right here in my notes that I totally wrote down.
The town leadership decided that we needed to do something, so they've been picking citizens at random to offer up to Oral.
Have you all gone mad?
He shrugs. He says, "I don't know, maybe."
Does it look like it made any difference? You're just killing innocent people.
I guess. I don't have anything to do with it. I just run the inn,
Okay.
and it's mostly been humans so far.
Oh,
Patrons
okay,
of the
there we
inn.
go. There we go.
Have patrons of the inn ever been chosen as sacrifice?
No.
That's
Nothing
a
I'm
good
aware of.
question.
All right, I feel
Only
good
been doing
about
it
this.
for the past. Yeah, well, they've been doing it for the past year or so.
And when nothing changed, you decided just to keep doing it.
Well, I'm sure at this point they've started looking at the rations, and I can't imagine that it's solely for the purpose of Arl, but again, it's not my concern. They haven't been sacrificing dwarves, they've been sacrificing humans. He just kind of shrugs. He seems very nonchalant about the whole thing. He says, I've seen it 12, 2 dozen. I've lost count. time since they started doing it. It's right out in front of my inn, but it's not like I have any patrons coming through. So
Business.
he says, actually, speaking of that, where are you from?
We're from. the
We hail
place
from
that's-
Mithril Hall.
He looks wide-eyed. He says, Mithril Hall? Sweet baby Jesus. The room's free. Slaps the coins back down on the table. Now he seems excited.
Now you're speaking my language.
Keep your money. Keep your money. Did you say there were 5 of you?
Aye? Yeah?
Ah,
He runs over to the door. He leans out. He says, "Get on in here out of the cold. There's warm beds for each of you."
Aye,
While
that
you were
sounds
gone,
wonderful.
They came upon a bunch of frozen bodies. 4 frozen bodies lashed to a like a gallows type setup. They are sacrifices to Arl.
Oh, okay. Do we know who did them or why or anything other than they're a sacrifice?
Not yet.
No. And this dwarf has not been exceptionally helpful as far as filling in the gaps on that. He doesn't really care. He's like, bunch of humans, whatever.
Can you show us the room?
Yes, he heads back to the inn and up the stairs. He unlocks all the doors. Everyone has their own room. So the night passes, unless anybody else has anything to ask the innkeeper.
Nope. Once I see my own room, I'm in it and asleep.
His heads hit the pillow. Dreams of frozen bodies dancing throughout your night.
Frozen human sacrifices does not sit well with Gemdar.
Nor Balcom.
Well, that's something that you'll have to take up with the town speaker then.
Yes.
And we will.
Once that introduction has been made. All right, so you wake up the next morning. The night passes, and as you head outside, back towards the gate. The dark. It's actually pretty early. Everybody wakes up reasonably early, and you start out at the first light. As the sun begins to rise, you see a vibrant ripple of colors pass across the sky. Think like the Northern Lights. Like very vivid colors just rippling wildly across the sky. I think I have a handout for that actually. But there's no way I'm going to find that. So just kidding. And as the aurora ripples across the sky, the sun begins to... It looks almost like an eclipse. Like the rainbow just kind of ripples from one side to the other, and the sun just disappears.
It's not supposed to do that.
Interesting.
And it's like morning time, right?
Yeah.
Yes, the sun should be rising, but instead of rising, big wave of crazy magic rippled across the sky, and the sun just kind of eclipsed away, leaving behind just a like a gray orb where it should be bright sunlight. It's now you can still kind of see the sun through in the sky. It's just like blotted out.
That wasn't me. Was that any of you?
Only a level 1 fighter. Couldn't have been me.
I don't think it was me.
Big magic.
I tend to prefer
Big
the sun.
magic.
We
No
have
comment.
things we need to get to the bottom of, I think.
Let's start with the Yeti and let the level 15 shit go for a moment.
Okay. Let's go get a Yeti.
Right.
Yeah,
Ah.
as you head through the gates. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, rope up the puppies.
The pups are in the kennels outside of the tavern from where you first came in.
You abandoned them at the kennels in front of the tavern, D? Gosh,
See, I was
you're
going to
the
say that they
worst.
came into the bedroom with
You're
me.
the worst.
The dogs pile in behind you, having followed Gwynra. So you got to sleep in a big old dog pile.
Hey, my favorite.
Those are some real good boys.
They help keep me warm at night.
It's a really good idea. So, the party, you guys gonna lash him to the sled?
Hook up the sled and let's get rolling. We gotta go count a Yeti.
Also, I just remembered that my religion doesn't support that. But
What? Your religion doesn't support
Doesn't
sled
support
dogs
what?
or Yeti hunting?
sled dogs,
Why?
we don't use animals for. That's why I'm not allowed to.
That's why you're not allowed to
But-
what?
Ride on horse. But I won't
Oh.
stop you from doing sled dogs. I'll just protest the whole way.
He wants to drag you behind by a rope around your ankle.
Yeah, basically. I'm not gonna ride it until I.
Sled dogs are they're actually really important as far as transportation is concerned up in so unless you can figure out some way to
Levitate next to the sled dogs at the same speed they go.
You're gonna have to work this out with your
Yeah.
gun.
yeah, it's kind of one of those necessary evil sort of things.
Oh, I guess maybe 5e changed it. I'll do research and get back to you.
But you're fine with it right now.
Now, pray to your god later.
I'm pretty new at this religion.
You're welcome.
You hadn't gotten to that part in the book.
You're still in the bend the rules phase. It's like, if the
Yeah.
dog is consenting, it's fine.
Yeah.
And you definitely have a telepathic link with the dog. He says, oh, "I'm a good boy. Pull sled."
Okay, maybe I think they might have changed that. I think that might have been a 3rd edition thing about Druid's not using mounts.
Haruna has come back and she offers you the use of their sled. They've unloaded all the stuff, so you don't have to use the arrow sled anymore.
Yay!
Yay! Real sled. So off you go on your sled. Did anybody have any questions about the aura, or do we want to just assume that she kind of explained it to them?
Mental note.
Yeah, I'm gonna inquire about that later when we see somebody who I think could inform me.
Put a pin in that. Okay.
I would like to ask the dwarf lady who was pulling her sled.
Storn and Korux were. naturally.
Dwarfs don't make good sled dogs, but I guess if she
had
motivates them
snowshoe
properly. She's got a carrot on a stick in front of them while they're running. Or
I
beer
think
on a
it was
stick.
a joint effort to get. I think it was a joint effort probably to get the remaining sled back. Seeing out, I mean, it was only a couple of hours ride, or dog sled ride away, and they did just barely make it back in. They were all pretty worse for wear, so they managed to hobble back into the city.
Okay.
Well,
I'm
getting feasted on
specifically
bootleg.
I'm specifically interested in acquiring more sled dogs and making an army of sled dogs.
That's not a bad idea. The wolf pack
Yep.
take over the 10 towns. I like that. Okay, so the party sets off. So this is where you have the option to do things like wilderness rolls. So let's do that.
I have a plan
do it.
in
Let's
mind
do-
for dealing with this, or for setting up this Yeti encounter. Like I specifically
Okay.
would like to track it to its location and set up an ambush or a trap so that we could like try to hurt it as much as we can before it can get to us.
Okay, that is a definitely possibility. So there's the dogs. You guys are there. Give me 1 second. Somebody roll a 1d20.
Deagle. 13.
A 13.
Ah!
13 and 13. As you depart from Bryn Shander and head directly south, nothing happens. You pick up the trail pretty easily based off of the map that you received. There's some landmarks. You see some stone, like a stone cairn that serves as a marker for the path that they were taking. And you make your way into the wilderness somewhat. I mean, you're still within range of the 10 towns, just off the beaten path to some degree. And as you go along, you come upon a path leading south downhill and you see signs of the actually what you discover first is the shattered remains of the dwarf Ublek, who has been ripped to pieces and halfway devoured. So you find his remains in the snow and you see tracks leading off from the body to the south. So you follow those tracks and come to a small ravine of sorts, like a canyon, and off in the distance you hear what sounds like goblins. You're all dwarves, so you're familiar with the goblin speech, and you hear a bunch of grunting and yelling and labored noises from up ahead.
Aye, Nordock, what does your archer's eyes see?
Yeah, roll perception.
I see. Goblins that we need to kill.
Yeah,
Can you pick them
it's
off
pretty
from
straight.
here?
You can see a goblin from where you're at.
What is the goblin doing? How far away
He's
is
not-
the goblin?
He's not facing you, and he's at least 85 feet away.
That's an easy shot with the bow.
I'll take my bow out and take a pot shot at that little son of a bitch.
I hope you get him.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. Give it a shot. See if you hit him.
An 11 hit him.
And 11 misses. Actually, so you rear back, you fire your shot up, and it thunks into the ground just beside the goblin, who looks over in surprise and lets out a yelp. He screams something in Goblinoid to the rest of the goblins, and they come
I think we all speak Goblin. Is that
barreling
right?
down the path.
Yes, we don't. Oh wait.
Mm,
I don't
Well, in
think
that
so.
case, the goblin screams,
I
"What's that?" And the leader says, "I don't know. It's an arrow." Urgh. Stupid humans. So they are gonna move down the pathways, and I guess roll for initiative.
Alright.
All right, so turn order.
Big money, no whammies.
Jesus. Guys, we all suck.
Why did that not?
well, I had a 19, but it didn't count it.
Did you click on your token?
Yeah, I did now.
Yeah. Well, 14, you're still top of the line for us.
Well, shit.
A 21. Wow.
We done futzed up.
Well, they're definitely aware of your presence. Did you say you got a 19,
Yeah.
Falcon?
Yes.
Somebody has some awesome sound effects going on.
Is it
Those are the goblins squeaking at each other.
Goes 3D printing something.
Do you guys want to run forward to
Yes.
to close the gap a little?
More than anything.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody take a 30 feet forward. The goblins are in a defensive stance, and upon seeing the dwarves around the corner, they say, "It's filthy dwarves!" Ah! They all start shouting and brandishing their weapons.
Dwarves hate goblins, right?
They sure do.
So we're
And
all
vice
are
versa.
we all shouting and brandishing our weapons too?
Again, I don't speak Goblin.
Everybody's
But you know what goblins are.
I know what.
They are going to. Should I do a roll for each goblin?
No.
That's
You
up
should-
to you. That's up to you. I'd suggest if you're still learning, just do them as a group.
Okay. They each knock their short bows and let off some arrows.
Uh-oh.
I'll do 3 different. Can you guys see those rolls?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just
so
like
what you
I
need
like
to do,
it.
yeah. So if you want to hide those rolls from us, you're gonna have to go to the character sheet for the goblins and go to their like the cog or whatever and change it to always whisper rolls.
Or don't.
But that's up to you.
And always put all the rolls.
And leave it
in.
visible?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. So yeah, so the lead goblin fires and does a 20. Let's see. Who is in front? Balcom, you're in front, so an arrow flies towards you. The other 2 arrows shoot wide and hit the walls of the ravine. So Balcom, you take 7 damage.
Goblins are no joke.
Hmm. That's a no bueno.
That's a lot of damage, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit.
That's almost max damage for their weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
He got you right in the knee. You're no longer an adventurer.
All right. Balcom, your turn.
Whose token is this next to me?
It's Nordak.
Nordak.
Okay. I'm going to reach out, touch Nordak.
Are you caressing him?
and cast resistance.
Ooh, I like that.
And that's going to be it for me. Actually, I'm going to temporarily take a step back because I'm almost dead.
Probably a good idea. The goblin boss, or the biggest goblin, the only one actually wearing any kind of metal-looking armor, shouts at the other 3 and says, "Kill them! Kill them!" And he does not take an action. Gimdar?
My short, stubby legs are not going to get me far enough.
They're not.
Not unless you sprint. You stumpy-legged noble.
Let's see, I get about right here. I'm not sprinting. That's ridiculous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I will ready an attack if someone gets close enough to me. I'm going to punch him straight in the face. That's me.
Let's see.
And at some point, I'm going to invest in
Ready.
throwing axes or something.
All right, Leaf.
I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm gonna dash 1, 2, 3, 4, so that I'm right up against him, and I'm gonna go into a ragey rage and patiently wait for my next turn.
Fair enough. Gwynra?
He's rushing ahead to steal our glory.
Okay, I'm going. And then I'm going to cast a cantrip Thorn Whip, which has a 30-foot range to strike the guy.
Thorn Whip. Let's see.
It's gonna hit. It's just an
If
attack.
I can find it. Gosh.
I put the description on here, but it's just
Okay.
an attack. I won't pretend.
There are so many tabs on this module that it's almost easy to lose track of where I'm at. There it is. Okay.
Like I said, I rolled for 10.
That does not hit.
Okay.
It's a miss.
Well, that's it for me.
But the goblin is taken aback by the sudden appearance of vines around his feet. So the vines are still there.
I
whipping
wouldn't just
around his
leave
feet, so
the
yes, that's it.
vines laying there. It's a whip. So I whip it back to him.
Oh, so you have it. Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
it is
Okay.
a whip.
Okay.
I make a vine whip with it, but I missed.
Oh, fancy. It was a miss.
Okay.
All right. Nordak?
I re-knock another arrow and fire it. Does a 12 hit?
I don't think it does.
A 12 hits.
It does?
Excellent. I hit the one closest
Does.
to here. It does 3 piercing damage.
All right, so the goblin takes an arrow to the knee. And he lets out a goblin shriek. The goblin's turn. So the one that is facing off against Leaf is going to attack. With his scimitar. Does a
It's my
15 hit?
AC. Yeah, 15 is my AC.
Okay. For 6. The remaining 2
Oh,
goblins are going to
no.
move forward.
Yeah, I'm raging. It's okay, I'm raging. I got this.
Does that mean you're immune to death? I don't think it does yet.
Does a 21 hit?
I guess so.
Hmm.
Another 6.
We're gonna need our cleric on the front lines, Malcolm.
And then the last one takes another swing.
And misses.
Thank you, Jesus.
He goes to swing and it swishes through the air. Stupid goblin.
You are so tiny
Malcolm.
compared to me.
Okay. Let's see.
Who did you cast resistance on, Balcom?
Nordak.
Okay.
Um. Who just got hit?
Me.
How does he look to me?
It was Leaf.
Um.
Like he's got an arrow in his face.
I'm all right. I'm not, perfectly fine. I got a couple slashes on me, but I'm standing my own.
Okay. Then I am going to cast Healing Word on myself this round. Let's see.
Said nothing.
Woohoo! All right. Let's
Those
see.
are
It's
real
one.
fine words.
Whoa, where'd my spell go? It's 1d4 plus
Into the ether.
my 1d4 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, Wisdom. Is 3. Oh, all right. Let's see. Okay.
Take a 5.
And then I'm going to, let's see. Move to there.
Okay. Got it. All right. The goblin boss runs across and yells some more. Why that dwarf not dead? Kill him! Kill him! Gimdar.
I think it's time to rescue our berserker. One, two, three,
Yep.
4, 5. And it's the one right in front of Gimdar. Oh, actually, which one took an arrow from Nordak? It's the one right in front of him?
Yeah.
That's what I figured. I want to punch him in the face.
Yeah, that one. Give him a good punch.
24. That's how you roll punch. 5 damage.
I think a 24 hits. You smash that puny goblin in the face with your meaty fist, and he goes flying and collapses dead. Blood gushing from his face. The whole front of his face just caved in.
The legacy of Gimdar begins.
The goblin boss shrieks in anger.
That's me.
Leaf?
I am going to turn to face this one who missed me, and I'm going to reach behind my back and grab my war handle with both hands and take a swinging shot at him. $16.
A 16 definitely hits.
Shit, how do you do 12 damage?
Because I'm a barbarian,
It's
bitch.
that 1d10.
1d10 plus 3. So that's actually 14 points of damage plus 2 for raging.
The goblin, when the warhammer connects with his collarbone, it just seems to keep on going and ends up embedded down somewhere in his rib cage. He is dead.
Oh.
He's dead. Yeah, you got to really give it a good jerk to tug it out. The goblin boss shrieks and runs forward and says, "Wait! Stop! Wait! No kill!"
I can't
And
understand.
the one you can.
Okay.
He says it in common.
Okay.
The remaining goblin drops his weapon and pulls up its hands.
I need to know this thing before we do anything else. How racist are we against goblins?
All dwarves are very racist against goblins.
Mighty
We hate
racist.
them. As racist as
With,
humans are
extreme-
against
with
tieflings.
Exactly. With extreme prejudice. Everybody's racist against tieflings. They are literally half devils.
Well, they're not half. They are
They are
far
they have
descendants of
devilish
devils.
lineage.
I will argue
Yes.
that Gimdar does not care about tieflings. He is indifferent to their existence.
That's okay.
However, goblins, if the dwarves are racist against goblins, and we have an opportunity where they all put their weapons down to kill them, I will feel obligated to do justice to them.
Is
Hey man, are you sure you want to do that?
Are you asking the goblin if you're sure if he wants to put his weapons down, or are you asking me if I want to punch him?
Yeah, man, let's just be cool, you know. All right.
It's
Come
a
on.
goblin. He's gonna die. Goblins die. That's what they're for.
Can
is
we
this
all just
banter
get
in front of
along,
the
man?
goblins?
It is in front of the goblins. They're right here.
The goblin boss says, no, don't kill.
You shut up.
I'll show you.
This
what
isn't
the-
about you.
But the
This isn't
But I
about
need help.
you.
He said he'll show us something if we keep him alive.
I only want to show him one thing.
yes, help.
We only have to keep him alive then.
Come on.
This one is with himself.
I don't know why would you trust a goblin at all? He's gonna show us something, and it's actually his other friends, and they're better armed.
Hey, man, if he shows us more friends, we'll just have more to kill then.
I prefer to kill them on my terms and not their terms. Do not give the enemy advantage.
I'm just saying, you know, we could be cool, but whatever.
We could be cool, but they shot at us.
Well, technically, we shot first.
We missed at them first. It was a warning shot, right, Nordak?
What?
It was a warning shot, right? Wink, wink.
What?
You, the voices are echoing pretty good. You can hear what they're saying.
All up and down the cavern
Echo.
or the ravine. I don't know why we would keep a goblin alive.
Saying, you know, as a cleric, and I'm all about healing and restoration. I just think we could be a little cool with these guys.
Why
and
don't you
surrender.
heal our barbarian, who has taken 12 damage, which is almost all of my health? Like, one more and I'd be dead.
That's more than mine.
Goblins are a crime against nature. They kill.
Finally, someone's speaking my language.
Man, I didn't realize I was
Well,
on
The
the road with so many bogus people.
Since when did you start using
The
the
goblins
word
hearing you
bogus?
say that.
Since now.
Also, I assume whenever we're talking amongst ourselves, we're speaking in Dwarvish.
Gimdar goes in and out of
That's a
Dwarvish
fair
and
point.
Common.
I just assumed as
Okay,
a party.
fair point. Everybody was talking in Dwarvish. The goblins are looking around at each other like, wondering what's going on. This little guy's shivering. This guy's kind of standing there looking like, waving his arms. I help! I help!
I hold up a hand, or I hold up a finger to silence him. And I say in Common, the grown-ups are talking.
He gets quiet and looks hopeful.
Let's just see what he has to say.
So we kill this one and leave that one?
Whatever.
Are you gonna pull a lore war?
No. We're not barbarians. Well, one of us is a barbarian. We're not maniacs. We execute them swiftly.
I mean, if you want to kill him, whatever. I'm just saying, I don't think you should. But
Why
who am
shouldn't
I
we?
to stop, man?
Sell me on this righteous bullshit.
All right, man. I thought we were gonna have a cool talk, but okay. So most people in life don't like going around being dicks, And when somebody surrenders, we typically let them live,
If we had surrendered to them, they would not offer us the same quarter.
Oh, so you would be like your enemy.
I would match their energy, yes.
Well, that's
They set the rules and I follow them.
just
Match their energy.
that doesn't make any sense, friend.
They have slayed countless of our brethren in the great Goblin Wars. That's a thing, right? There was Goblin Wars between dwarves and goblins.
Oh, I'm sure.
You do, man. I'm just saying.
Well, actually,
I'm all about healing and restoration, man. Just giving life to things, letting things have second chances. But
I say, what's that over there? And I break the other one's neck.
what's that? Oh, he did.
He slipped and fell on a rock.
Huh?
I
Yeah,
caught him.
Sure, a rock. Well, whatever.
The goblin boss, seeing you snap his companion's neck, makes a nimble escape and disengages from the party and runs as far as he can.
So you scared him off.
Well, to be fair, I didn't mean to. We were going to kill him as well.
We're never going to catch up to him. Do you see how fast his little legs run?
Where's our archer?
I'll bullet
I need you to miss another arrow, Nordak.
What?
Fire your goddamn bow!
Yeah, you can
I'm gonna get yelled at.
take an attack. Well, no, he disengaged.
That means he won't be
So,
attacked by
Glimmer,
bonus.
do you have anything you can do?
D, use your magic. Don't let
No,
him
I'm
escape.
just gonna let him go.
Dwarves kill goblins.
Now we don't have dead goblins and we don't have the information, so now I'm just upset.
Yeah, I got to say, you really boned this one.
You're just gonna let him go.
Yeah.
Okay. Nordak, do you want to do anything?
Fire an arrow.
Take the shot.
He did.
11.
11.
I guess.
Guess he got away.
It's a long shot. I would say if he was running, I would say you could have advantage, but it's a long shot.
He can shoot up to 120
Yeah, that
feet.
misses.
Like, easily 120 feet.
Okay. All right, so a 15 then, because since he's fleeing, I would say you would get advantage with that shot.
Right.
You take your shot, and the arrow pierces right into the back of his heel, causing him to fall down.
Oh,
Mid-run.
look. He fell down.
How did he use disengage if it wasn't his turn?
While you guys were just sitting there bickering about, actually, I guess it was just a reaction to you snapping the other goblin's neck. I mean, he's just standing there watching.
Yeah, we weren't in combat. We were just we
Everybody
were
was just
arguing
talking.
about whether to kill them or not. Looky, looky. You're back on the ground.
Yeah, while you were talking, I didn't get my turn. But it kept fighting.
You did. You said you wanted to let him go.
After he was running, but I didn't get to take a turn.
They gave up before we could.
Forward now and take a turn.
And
Yeah, everybody can move up.
I move up next to him.
I've
Just,
decided I agree with Malcolm. We should let this one live. So that he can bring us to his hovel and we can kill the rest of them.
Exactly.
what did goblins steal from you? Something shiny?
They exist. That's enough. I'm going to tie this one up very tightly with the hempen rope.
Okay.
As a visual, Leaf had walked up with his warhammer like double-handed behind his head, ready to strike, and then Gimdar said, "We're gonna let you live," and he
Aww.
Hello.
Okay.
Aww.
I will turn to the party and say, I know some of you are disappointed that we're not going to kill him now. But, and I'm saying this in Dwarvish so the goblin can't understand, but we are going to kill him later. So do not fret.
As long as he dies, I am happy.
Okay.
You guys can pull an entire group war and
No,
break it into
no,
five
no, we're
pieces.
not going to do that.
Everybody take a leg. Everybody grab a limb. Malcolm, you get the head. Just pull.
On 3, pull.
Specifically inhumane. That's the difference between, from Gimdar's perspective, that's the difference between us and them. They are going to be savages and attack however it suits them. When I kill them, it will be quick and relatively painless.
You've got to match him blow for blow.
Yep.
Fair enough. That is pretty standard.
Unless something's like an aberration, I'm not going to fight it if it's not fighting me. So,
Goblins are aberrations.
That's
no, they're not. They're goblins.
I think so.
that seems in line with a druid's faith. All things have their place in the natural order.
Still hate motherfuckers.
So oh yeah, everybody hates goblins. So the goblin is on the ground, tied up, and he says, "Oh, thank you. No kill. I I know where the where the Yeti is. The one that killed the other dwarf. We saw the whole thing.
Is there more of you?
No, this was just a small scavenging band. We didn't touch those dwarves. It was the Yeti. It was all the Yeti. He's the big bad. You kill him.
So
You
there's
know
no
what-
more goblins. No more goblins? No more goblins.
Do you know where the Yeti is?
He, Yes, me show you.
The hell we go. Take us to it.
So, I guess he's up on his feet now, and how do you want to proceed? Do you want him in front, him in back?
I want someone else in front. I don't
He's
trust the
tied up,
goblin.
isn't he?
We surround him.
He is.
If he makes a break, we strike him down.
If he makes a break, you break him.
Who's holding his rope?
I am.
Also, where are my dogs?
They don't fight.
Do
they?
Yeah, they're back there just chilling.
Yeah, I added on Discord the rules for having an animal thing, which is what
Okay.
a druid to start with.
Like, since we had the drop
That
on
is
the
a good point.
goblins, I wouldn't have want to put the dogs, or I personally wouldn't have want to put the dogs in any kind of danger from their arrows.
I just wanted to know where my dogs are.
They are with the party. They have caught back up. They were kind of hanging back by the sled, still lashed to the sled when you saw the goblins back at the beginning of the pass. You proceeded forward and left them within sight. So you are welcome to call them forward to the rest of the party. That is a good point.
I just want to make sure they were okay.
Maria is going
No,
to
they're
have
good.
a
They're good
full
boys.
John Wick moment by the time this is all over.
We're going to. It's going to be great.
They're super good boys.
That's the best.
You could even have the goblin tied up in the back and just be drugged behind the sled. However you want to do it. It's your show.
I don't trust
Well, he's
the
supposed to
goblin.
be leading us.
Yeah. I do like the idea of
You
dragging
can
him.
shout directions. You can shout directions.
Like, hard left. Oh God, my brain.
So with that, it is 10:20. So
All
think-
right.
that next session we can start off with where the goblin leads you, and then move back to the town.
I bet we can spend
Excellent.
the whole session bullshitting before fighting a Yeti.
Yeah.
You can.
Cool.
All right. Killing the stream. Bye bye, internet.